Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to Geek in the Closet, and today we are going to be looking at this Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure by Marvel Legends Hasbro. Now before we take a closer look at this Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure, let's have a quick recap of the previous figures that came along with this wave. And I've taken the liberty to actually rank them from worst to best. Now have a look. Now if you guys have actually noticed from my previous reviews of all the other figures that came together with this wave, the quality on the other figures are not exactly very impressive. Now based on my understanding is basically Hasbro has allocated the cost and the budget primarily focusing on building this Build-A-Figure right here. So let's have a closer look at this Hulkbuster to actually see whether if it makes up for the other mediocre, somewhat low in quality figures that came together with this wave. Now looking at the Hulkbuster's head sculpt, I'm actually really loving how this turned out. I mean, you do get like a little bit of paint scuffs right there. You can actually see a little bit of red. Basically the gold paint is scuffed a little bit. You will see like a little bit of red right there, very obvious from this angle of course. But however, I'm really loving how this turned out. I'm loving this particular red paint on together with this gold metallic paint right there. His torso area actually turned out really good as well. As you can see, the arc reactor is right there, and if you were to bend his chest all the way back, you can actually still see the connection right there, which is great. So other than that, you can actually see a little bit of bolts and screws and sculpted in there, which is a pretty nice touch. Now looking at his arm area, it turned out really good as well. You can actually see like a little bit of sculpting in there to see, and it's painted with this silver metallic paint right there. You will see like various designs. He comes with, of course, closed fists. You won't be able to articulate them whatsoever, and one of the problems that I have is basically this marbling effect on this gold area on his gauntlet, I would say, and it doesn't really go very well. You can actually tell like this particular marbling effect makes it look like a crack on his arms right there, but not a very big problem at all. On his back, you will notice like this particular booster sculpt right there, and more of this marbling effect can be seen on this gold part of his back right there, and on his lower back you will notice like nothing much right there. It's just basically a solid red paint, but you will see like a little bit of detail on his butt right there. Now I believe that the best part actually turned out to be the legs, because you will actually immediately notice that this gold paint right here, the mixture of the plastic and whatever, it doesn't really show the marbling effect, and it's just basically a solid gold paint right there, and it looks really good in comparison with his arms. Of course, I would really love for this particular paint to be maybe to be actually applied to this particular part of his arms and his gauntlets right there, and you will notice like more details sculpted in there and whatever. His feet right there turned out pretty good. I love how it looks and whatever. There is no peg holes at the oh wait, you do get two peg holes at the bottom of his feet right there. I don't think it's necessary, but I guess it's just basically in there. On his back, you will notice like the gold as well, and some silver paint right here, and just basically plain red right there. And this is, yeah, this part I feel that it should be painted with some kind of I don't know, probably the same paint as the boosters on his back right there, probably some white maybe, because this solid red color does not really go very well with the back of this particular sculpt. Now in terms of articulation, even though this Hulkbuster figure is a bulky, badass figure, he seems to be very, very well articulated as well. I mean, looking at his head right there, it's on a ball joint, and it's on a hinge as well, so he can actually move around like so. Even though maybe sometimes if you were to put it, angle it this way, it may look a little bit funny, but however you can actually just angle it back to make it look okay. He is able to move his arms outward like so. He's able to swivel right there. There's actually a ratchet joint right there, so you can actually feel the crack thing right there. He does have a single hinged elbow. It doesn't bend that much right there, just basically less than 45 degrees angle. He does have a swivel right there as well. On his wrists, he does have a hinged wrist right there, which I don't think that it's actually necessary, I guess, but it's a, yeah, you know, it's a nice touch right there. He does have a swivel on his whatchamacallit, his oh shit, his body right here. And he is able to move backwards and forwards. Backwards this much, which is like pretty cool, and frontwards like a very good amount as well, actually. And of course his legs are able to move out this much only. He is able to kick forwards a lot. Woo! That's great. He is able to bend his knees this much, and he does have a hinged ankle and an ankle pivot, which is freaking awesome. Now here's a look at Hulkbuster next to some of the other Build-A-Figures that I have for size comparisons. Here's Groot and here's Thanos. Now here's Hulkbuster next to the Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure and Mandroid. And now of course here's a look at Marvel Legends Hulk from the Age of Ultron wave next to the Hulkbuster. And a lot of people actually said that probably the Hulk is a little bit too short if you want to compare sizes with him right here, but I actually think that, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this particular scale when it comes to sizes. Now no doubt this Hulkbuster Build-A-Figure is a freaking immaculate figure. It's freaking badass. I love everything about it. I mean, the articulation is amazing, the sculpt is great, and I love the sheer size of this freaking Goliath right here. But the main question is whether if this figure makes up for the lack in quality in the other 7 figures that came together with this wave. Now, I would actually like to pose this question to you guys. What do you think, whether if this figure is actually worth the other average or mediocre figures, I would say? For me personally, the thing is, my perception of Hulkbuster is not I'm not exactly a big fan of Hulkbuster. Yes, he is freaking gorgeous and everything, but not exactly a big fan. So I would actually personally feel the pinch when I see the deterioration in the other 7 figures. But however, you know, a review of this particular figure, this Hulkbuster is just badass. And if you can actually manage to get just the Hulkbuster by itself without the other figures, do it. Do it. And yeah, so that's it for my review, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.